This show is brought to you by Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and the German Development Corporation through GIZ.
Thank you. You are welcome to the Recovery Stories. And on this show, we sit down with industry stakeholders. We sit down with insurance beneficiaries and players to dive deep into the insurance claims processes that we have in Ghana. On this show, we look at the do's, the don'ts, the myths, the truths. On this show, we always sit down with the experts to help us understand the claims processes. This show is brought to you by the Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and GIZ. My name is Okyeame Kwame, and you are welcome to this show. Thank you.
Around 2019 December, that passed on at the hospital. I was really confused as to what to do.
I was told to report back the next day to give my statement. After all that was done, they finished, they called me that it was ready. I went in for it and I took it to my insurance company.
I had a call from the insurance office. They then told me that they've gotten all the documents and they will get back to me. Within two to 4 days, I had my money.
My name is Micah Teria Feni.
Hi, my name is Edmond Nakao.
Hello, I am Veratan Saki.
Insurance pays. Notify, submit, and get paid.
You are welcome back to the Recovery Stories, and today I'm particularly happy because of the subject that we are going to talk about. And joining me in the studio, I have my brother Joel Boamah, who has benefited immensely from comprehensive insurance. So thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
And then my own brother Kofi Okwampa Akoto is also here to continue the good work that he's been doing on this show already.
Thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on this very episode, we are talking about comprehensive car insurance. So, even if you have a third party, call your brother who owns a car and has the comprehensive insurance to sit down by TV3 and enjoy the show, because we are all going to learn amazing things. Thank you. Mr. Boamah, let's dive straight into it. Tell me about the accident.
So this accident happened on the 26th of October 2021. In fact, on that set date, I was indisposed. I wasn't feeling too well, so I engaged the service of a licensed driver. So on that set day, we did some few rounds. So when he dropped me at home, I actually gave him the go-ahead to take the car home and return it the next day. So in a matter of an hour or two, he called back. And he actually disclosed this unfortunate incident that the car has been involved in an accident. So when he called me, I was taken aback, and I actually told him to send me pictures of the car. In fact, when I saw it, per his voice, he was quite okay, so I was thinking it wasn't a too serious accident. But when he sent me the picture, the car was really damaged, but it wasn't beyond repairs. So it was actually damaged. So the following day, what I had to do was to notify my insurance. I notified them, and they actually sent me a Google template on WhatsApp. It's actually a Google questioning. So on this platform, I had the opportunity to upload pictures of the damaged vehicle. Some of the information they asked me to send them was the make of the car, the model, how the accident happened. So I had to send everything via WhatsApp. There wasn't any need to actually go there. I did everything on WhatsApp.
So the police took the car. You had reported to your insurers. They had given you a form to fill. You had done due diligence, gone to report to the police again, and everything was ongoing. How, between that time and when you got your compensation, how many months, weeks, days?
Thanks very much. So I'll say I completed the filling of the forms in just a day. So once they notified me that the claim is receiving the necessary attention, in filling the forms, I had to do an estimate of my damaged vehicle. So I sent them my estimate and that of the third party. So that was, I submitted the forms on the 28th of October. So the following month, which was the 3rd November, they had actually prepared a discharge voucher for the third party because he was giving me quite some pressure. So from
25th to the 3rd?
To the 3rd.
Oh, that is about 2 weeks.
26th October, it was just
it's
some few
about
days.
1 week. Yes, it's about 1 week.
Some few days, they had prepared the discharge voucher for the third party.
To ease off the pressure.
To ease off the pressure. So his money was ready. So I actually gave him a call that he can now contact my insurance and go for his money. So mine, I was notified on the 17th November. 17th. My discharge voucher was ready.
17th.
Yeah.
Mr. Okwampa, yes, what did he do right that a lot of people do wrong?
Okay, so insurance pays,
notify, submit, get paid.
I like the energy that goes with it, because all that you need to do is simplify it in this, is a jargon. Notify, submit and get paid. So when the incident occurred, the first point of call is for you to notify. Who did you notify? Is it the police or the insurance company? Whichever way, you need to notify. Okay. So when the accident happened, who did you call first?
I called my insurance.
So you called your insurance. So that is the notification. That's the first point of call. Apart from that, so once you notify, the insurance company will now tell you the things that you need to let them have in order to help you sort out your claim. So you tell them the accident occurred. Where did it occur? What's the extent of damage? Now upload pictures and all those things. Thankfully, for this particular insurance company, they have an app with which you can fill in the form. That is the information that is required. Otherwise, then in notification, one thing that you do is to fill a claim form. The claim form will help the insurance company to get all the necessary information from you that they need in order to help settle the claim. So on the claim form, you have your name, your address, telephone number. First point, that is your personal details. The second details on the claim form is the risk details. That is what you have insured, in this case, your car. So the nature of the car, the make, the engine capacity and all that, including chassis numbers, just to identify within your system whether it conforms with this particular car you are talking about. Then the third stage is the extent of damage. What is the extent of damage? In his case, he said it's a partial loss. Some could be total loss. Some could be, depending on the situation, whether the car was stolen, whether the car some assaulted, whether it is involved with another car. And in this case, again, another car was involved. So then they notify, in their notification, they also write it down that your car is involved in an accident. They will check if it's comprehensive, yes, they mark it. And then they'll know that there's another third party involved. So they know. Once there's a third party, then definitely there has to be an independent person to give account of what actually happened and identify whose fault it was. Here is when the police comes in. So as soon as we inform the insurance company, we inform the police as well. The police report will tell the insurance company that indeed the accident happened at the location where he is saying. That indeed your car and the other car was involved. That indeed it was your fault. Or if it was the other person's fault, then it is for him to pay to you. So they tend to help, the police report tends to help you know exactly the circumstance of the loss, the extent of damage and everything, and again, to determine liability. Once we know liability, the insurance company knows that they are responsible to pay or the other person is responsible to pay. That is the notification stage. Now submit. In that same process, in submission, You are going to submit pictures. You are going to submit estimate for repairs. You are going to submit, that is for your car, and that's for the other car. You are going to submit other documents which they will find relevant. In some cases, the insurance company will even ask an independent surveyor or an in-house surveyor to go and have a look at the vehicle in order for them to know that indeed the extent of damage, the repair estimate they have received, as against the actual vehicle on the ground. So, whether it is synced, it's in line. That what I see physically on the damage to the vehicle confirms the estimate that has been prepared by the mechanic or the garage, whoever has prepared that, but it should come from a recognized garage, so that at least certification is done very well. Then, once they are satisfied with all these, they now prepare what we call the discharge voucher. He mentioned it. And I'm happy he's able to mention the right words. So the discharge voucher is prepared for you, it is sent to you. Then you look at it. If you are okay with what the insurance company has said it is ready to pay you, then you sign. If you are not happy, you can go for further negotiation. Once you are okay, you sign. They will now let you know when the check will be ready and then it will be paid. So indeed, he followed the necessary process, and it seemed so easy like that, but it's not that easy. So most of the time, some of us and a lot of us, before...
Mr. Kwame, wait. We'll go for a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll come to you to find out some of the things that we do wrongly, so that the processes become long. Stay tuned. You are on Recovery Stories.
Around 2019 December, that passed on at the hospital. I was really confused as to what to do.
I was told to report back the next day to give my statement. After all that was done, they finished, they called me that it was ready. I went in for it and I took it to my insurance company.
I had a call from the insurance office. They then told me that they've gotten all the documents and they will get back to me. Within two to 4 days, I had my money.
My name is Micah Teria Feni.
Hi, my name is Edmond Nakao.
Hello, I am Veratan Saki.
Insurance pays. Notify, submit, and get paid.
You are welcome back to Recovery Stories, where insurance problems are demystified and understood. And you realize that with understanding, the problems become simple. So you were saying something that I'm really interested in. What are some of the things that we do that elongates the process?
Okay. A lot of times when accidents occur, people tend to run away from the police. They don't want any long things. Sometimes their documents are not correct. The first thing that Joel said was that I engage the services of a licensed driver. So if you, the person driving, or the one driving your car is not licensed, then of course, immediately you know that the person doesn't have the requisite document, the license, and so he wouldn't want to go to the police. Because of course, maybe sounds a license for him. If you don't have, it doesn't go in. But it doesn't matter. Whichever the situation, report the matter to the police. You reporting the matter to the police is not for the police to arrest you, but to confirm all the things that we have mentioned here. That the location, the vehicles involved, who is liable, and all those things will be put in the report. So even if you don't have a license, they will indicate it there that you did not have a license. If you have it and you have to get it from DVLA, they can trace and get copies for you. So some of these things tend to complicate issues. Secondly, People tend to tamper with vehicles before they report to the insurance company. You are involved, your car is involved in an accident, and your car is insured. Whether you have comprehensive or third party, at least notify. Notify. Once you notify, the necessary process will be requested from you. It will not come to you as the one who is buying the insurance, but to the benefit of the other persons whose car you have run into or you have damaged, the property you have damaged on the road, or somebody that you have knocked out in terms of injury or death. So third parties, we pay. Third party insurance pays. Yes. And also in the process, some of the documents that are required, Konako estimate, then you yourself will go to Aboso Kai on your transfer person. Then you start getting parts. You get bonnet, different invoice, engine, different invoice, light from different places, and then you will submit them in bits and pieces. So when will you put all these things together for the insurance company to now sit down and assess the loss that you are bringing? So ideally, we ask that you get estimates from, you know, a recommended garage or recognized garage, somebody who will do all these things, put all together and give you one estimate, so that then insurance companies, officers, or their surveyors, or whoever is handling the claim can also assess the loss that you have brought, so that they will be able to pay. Then, in claiming, you have included some dents or damage at the back of your car, or the back left part, which was not directly associated to this particular one. If it was comprehensive, yes, we will pay. But then, there are certain accessories that was not part of this particular, you know, accident near the account. When it comes, the insurance company will just remove those things that are not part and then settle. But in doing all that, you'll be told that we remove this, that was valued at this. Insurance companies also negotiate with the garage. Sometimes labor cost will be so much or at a certain value. So after removing some of these things, they will tell you, okay, we negotiated with the garage, they reduced a certain amount. We have agreed. Do you also agree? You say yes. Then you sign a discharge form and then we'll pay.
Thank you very much. Momo said money. Did you face any challenges?
Oh, no. With my insurance, in fact, everything was straight to the point and quite simple.
And they even sent someone to you?
Yeah, to come and survey. So okay. I actually met the surveyor with my mechanic.
Mr. Okwampa, so you can see that obviously he's educated.
Yeah.
And he knows his way around WhatsApp. He's young, he's trendy. And he also didn't want his wife to divorce him for giving the car to his friend. So he had to do things quickly. So if, for example, my uneducated father or mother gets into such a situation, would you guys send someone to come and assist him or her get the necessary documentation for the process?
Okay. Usually, from the first episode, I was mentioning brokers. If you have an insurance broker, we tend to simplify all these things for you. So the broker will even come and look at it first and have an initial report and have at the back of his mind, you know, a professional notification, you know, done that your car was involved in an accident, blah, 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 and sent to the insurance company. And then they also help you, assist you to fill the claims form. When the surveyor comes, it's you, the broker, and then the insured. You go together, and then you do the assessment together. Because the brokers are trained, they are highly trained in some of these areas. So then they will tend to advise and make the process very simple for you. And ensure that you, the insurance company who has promised to pay a claim, if you say 1 week, they also with you. Because so when you are, that's a bit for bad. The broker will not give you business.
That's true.
The brokers are the marketing wing within the insurance industry. They are intermediaries between the individuals or the public or the insurance public and then the insurance company. They tend to advise. And if you advise to which insurance company will do what at any point in time when there is a loss. There are some companies, we are not mentioning any companies name, but some are not that strong. Inside here, so we cannot say that all the companies are the same. So definitely there are some on the low side, some on the high side. So depending on the rates that you are bringing, the insurance brokers will advise you. So for those people who are not educated, it's either you involve the services of a broker who will help you through all these processes to the end and help you get your check. And if you insured with the broker from the beginning, he doesn't charge you anything.
It's true. I was going to say that.
The service of the broker is for free.
The services of the broker is free. And I learned this on this very show. So when you hear a broker, don't be afraid. Contact them. And at this moment, I think my guests here, they need a big round of applause. Thank you. So thank you very much to Mr. Joel. Thank you to Mr. Akoto. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. You are welcome back to Recovery Stories, where insurance is demystified. And we are on TV3, and this is an initiative of the IACG and GIZ. And let me just use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to all our social media fans for your contributions, your comments, and everything in between. Now it's time for us to talk to our captivating, electrifying studio audience and find out the questions that they have for our panelists. Thank you very much. My first question.
My name is Kwesi Besa, and my question is, if I have a car and I have a comprehensive policy that covers my car, then my car involves in a collision with a third car, which is not part of my comprehensive policy, and this car is beyond repairs, does my comprehensive policy get the third car his or her car? Thank you.
So in this scenario, if you could remember when I was talking about the third party, I told you that third party pays, but it wouldn't benefit you but to the other person. But even though you are paying the other person, it is for your benefit. Okay. But then the same third party applies on your comprehensive insurance. So in this particular scenario, your car runs into another person's car. The other car is a total loss. Your car is not. Or yours is also a total loss. It's not. So yours will pay for your third party aspect of your comprehensive cover, which is 5,000, will pay for the other car. I'm saying 5,000 because 5,000 is the standard or the limit we have on the market now. You can increase it. You can increase to 10,000 up to 100,000, depending on how much you can pay for the increment. So for a number of trucks, we advise them you go 10,000, 20,000, or some even go to 100,000. So that in this particular case, where your car runs into the other car when it was a total loss, if you had an increment up to say 100,000, then the insurance company will pay up to the total repair cost or the purchase cost of that particular vehicle you are talking about. Otherwise, then the insurance company will pay only 5,000 cedis, which is the limit for the minimum we have on the market, up to 5,000 standard. So the difference, let's say the repair cost, the car was, say, let's say a 50,000 cedis car. You run into it, so the total loss, you are supposed to pay 50,000 to that particular person. The insurance company will pay 5,000, and the difference of 45,000 cedis will be borne by you. Do you understand? Okay. On the other hand, the damage to your particular vehicle is under your comprehensive. That is what the insurance company will pay to you. So your comprehensive will benefit you as a person who bought the policy. And the third party will only pay up to the limit of the third party cover. We call it third party property damage limit. The limit that you have. So whatever you pay for the third party is the limit, but not the value. Because when you're doing comprehensive, you're looking at the value of your car. Then after doing that assessment and advising on the premium that you pay, we add the third party aspect to it to give you the full premium that you pay. That's what you pay. So the understanding, if your car runs into another person, it doesn't mean that the insurance company will pay for everything. No. Unless you have requisite or enough cover to settle that. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's take our last question.
All right. My name is Kwame Papa Kumsen. My question goes to Mr. Joel. Mr. Joel, when your wife got to know what has happened, and I know definitely you didn't inform your wife before giving the car to that your friend, what was her reactions?
Okay, so thanks for your question. I was with her when the guy called that the vehicle has been involved in an accident. So we were all cool because we didn't know the extent of the damage until pictures. The guy sent me pictures. So in fact, when she saw the picture, she wasn't too happy. But I had to calm her down, let her know that I've insured comprehensively, and that when we follow the due processes, we will get everything intact. So that's what ensued.
Insurance pays. And for being married for 13 years, I know that only two things saved this brother of mine. The fact that the driver was a licensed driver and also insurance. Otherwise, his marriage could have been having an accident right now. So on this very, very light note, I want to say that I've learned a lot from the story of my brother Joel and the insight of Mr. Akoto and all the nice things that people said on social media. I want to ask you a question. If there's an accident and the car is insured at all three levels, but the driver doesn't have a license, will the insurance company still pay? Let me leave it right here. Until we meet next week on the Recovery Stories, my name is Okyeame Kwame, and all I'm saying is that let us continue the conversation on Facebook at Insurance Pays GH, and on Twitter and on Instagram, and let's keep Ghana burning. And as you know, I always leave you with an adage. As Antifor say, and I'll tell it pam pam. What it means is that when you shake the medicine, that's when you can smell it. So do not sit on the fences and say that insurance doesn't pay. Get insured, and then at the right time, you get your claims. Thank you, and until we meet again next week, bye-bye.
This show is brought to you by Insurance Awareness Coordinators Group and the German Development Corporation through GIZ.